Part 10.21 Surah Yunus Jonah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed, Kanzeliman, Quran, Yunus Jonah, 10:99-102. And if your Lord had willed, he could have made the people of the earth believe, all of them together. So will you compel the people until they become believers? And it is not for a soul to believe except by the permission of Allah, and he will place defilement upon those who will not use reason. Say, observe what is in the heavens and the earth. But signs and warners do not avail a people who do not believe. So do they wait except for like the days of those who passed on before them? Say, then wait. Indeed, I am with you among those who wait. These verses offer a profound and magnificent discourse on the very nature of faith, the ultimate reality of divine will, and the spiritual law of cause and effect. They return us to the core spiritual message of Surah Yunus, moving away from historical narratives and into a timeless exploration of the spiritual state of humanity. The passage begins with a powerful and poignant statement about the nature of belief. And if your Lord had willed, he could have made the people of the earth believe, all of them together. So will you compel the people until they become believers? This verse is a magnificent and unsparing indictment of all forms of spiritual coercion and all forms of forced faith. It is as if Allah is saying, do you think that faith, a state of spiritual surrender that is rooted in love and in conscious choice, can be forced? The answer is a resounding spiritual negative. Allah, in his ultimate power and his ultimate wisdom, could have created a world where every single human being was compelled to believe in him. He could have created a world where there was no free will and no conscious choice. But he, in his infinite mercy, chose to give humanity the freedom to choose, for he knows that a faith that is born of compulsion is of no spiritual value. This verse is a profound and timeless lesson for every spiritual seeker. True faith is a state of being where our Qalb is so connected to its creator that it chooses to love and to obey him without any external coercion. It is a state of profound spiritual surrender, a state of being that is rooted in a conscious and loving choice. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in his infinite compassion, had a deep-seated desire for his people to believe. A desire that was so great that it was a source of great sorrow and great pain for him. This verse offers him a profound spiritual reassurance, a reminder that his ultimate purpose is not to compel people to believe, but to deliver the message with clarity and with sincerity. The Sufi understands this profoundly. The spiritual journey is not about compelling others to believe, but about purifying our own Qalb and about creating a spiritual reality within our own lives that is so beautiful and so magnificent that it becomes a source of inspiration for others. The verse is a powerful and unsparing indictment of all forms of spiritual arrogance, of a state of being where we believe that we have the power to force others to believe. We can only deliver the message with love and with sincerity, and we must leave the ultimate outcome in the hands of the One, who is the ultimate source of all guidance. The discourse then presents a powerful and all-encompassing spiritual law, and it is not for a soul to believe except by the permission of Allah, and he will place defilement upon those who will not use reason. This verse contains a profound and deeply humbling truth. Divine guidance is a grace that is granted by Allah, and it is a grace that is granted to those who are spiritually receptive. It is not something that we can earn through our own efforts or our own intellect. But the verse also makes it clear that there is a spiritual prerequisite for receiving this divine grace: the use of our intellect and the use of our reason. The phrase, he will place defilement upon those who will not use reason, is a profound and unsparing indictment of spiritual heedlessness and spiritual laziness. A person who refuses to use their intellect, who refuses to reflect on the signs of Allah, who chooses to live in a state of spiritual slumber, is a person who has chosen to place a spiritual defilement upon their own Qalb. This defilement is not an arbitrary act of divine punishment, but a direct spiritual consequence of a person's own choices. It is a state of spiritual blindness, a state of being where a person's Qalb is no longer able to receive the light of divine guidance. The Sufi understands this profoundly. The spiritual journey is one of continuous effort to purify our Qalb from all forms of spiritual defilement and to open it up to the divine light that is all around us. The passage then presents a profound and poignant call to observation and reflection. Say, observe what is in the heavens and the earth, but signs and warners do not avail a people who do not believe. This is a magnificent and all-encompassing invitation to see the divine signature in every detail of creation. The universe is a living book, a continuous and unending revelation of Allah's majesty and wisdom. Every celestial body, every living creature, every particle of dust is a sign for those who have eyes to see. But the verse also contains a profound and sobering reality check. Signs and warners are of no use to those who have already chosen to deny the truth. This is a spiritual law that is often difficult to comprehend, but it is a law that is at the very heart of our spiritual reality. When a person's Qalb is spiritually sealed, no amount of signs and no amount of warnings can penetrate it. This is a spiritual state that is rooted in a person's own choices, their own spiritual arrogance, and in their own spiritual heedlessness. The verse is a powerful and unsparing indictment of the spiritual blindness that can prevent a person from seeing the truth, even when it is right in front of them. The ultimate spiritual responsibility is to open our eyes and to open our Qalb to the divine light that is all around us. The discourse concludes with a powerful and sobering reality check. So do they wait, except for like the days of those who passed on before them? Say, then wait. Indeed, I am with you among those who wait. This verse is a direct reference to the fate of the nations of the past, a final and unsparing warning to the disbelievers of Mecca. It is a profound and unsparing reminder that Allah's justice is a timeless and an unchanging reality. The same spiritual laws that govern the nations of the past are the same spiritual laws that govern the nations of the present. The arrogant will always be humbled, the heedless will always be awakened, and the tyrants will always be defeated. The Prophet's peace be upon him response, then wait. Indeed, I am with you among those who wait, is a magnificent and breathtaking statement of spiritual certitude. It is a statement of profound and unwavering faith. A state of being where a person is so connected to their Creator that they are no longer affected by the whims and the machinations of the world. He is telling them that he is waiting for the same divine justice that they are waiting for, but his waiting is rooted in a profound and unending spiritual certainty, while their waiting is rooted in a profound and unending spiritual despair. From a Sufi perspective, these verses are a profound commentary on the nature of spiritual struggle and the ultimate triumph of a living faith. The verses offer a profound and timeless lesson for every spiritual seeker. The spiritual journey is not about compelling others to believe, but about purifying our own Qalb. Magnificent that it becomes a source of inspiration for others. The verses also highlight the importance of using our intellect and our reason to reflect on the signs of Allah that are all around us. The ultimate goal of the Sufi path is to purify the Qalb from all spiritual defilement and to open it up to the divine light that is all around us. The verses are a powerful call to spiritual awakening, profound reminder that our spiritual destiny is in our own hands, and that our choices have eternal consequences. Hadith section. A hadith that beautifully complements the theme of spiritual understanding and the use of reason is found in Musnad Ahmad. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught, "The best of you in the time of Jahiliyyah ignorance are the best of you in Islam if they gain understanding." Musnad Ahmad Hadith 7706. This profound narration speaks directly to the spiritual law that is at the heart of our spiritual reality. It is a powerful and magnificent statement that our spiritual potential is not determined by our past, but by our ability to use our intellect to understand the truth. The people of Jahiliyyah were a people who were in a state of spiritual ignorance, but they had a profound and unwavering sense of honor and a profound and unwavering sense of loyalty. The Prophet, peace be upon him, makes it clear that if they used these qualities in a state of spiritual understanding, they would become the best of Muslims. The Hadith offers a powerful and unsparing indictment of spiritual laziness and spiritual heedlessness. It makes it clear that the ultimate goal of the spiritual journey is not to accumulate worldly knowledge or to master worldly illusions, but to use our intellect to understand the truth and to surrender our hearts to Allah alone. Dua, my Lord, grant me the spiritual wisdom to understand your profound will and the spiritual courage to not compel others to believe. Purify my Qalb from all spiritual defilement and from the spiritual blindness that prevents me from seeing your signs. Let my life be a living testament to my unwavering faith in your truth, and let my every breath be a sign of my love and my sincere submission to your will. Grant me the intellect to reflect on the signs of your existence in the heavens and on the earth. Grant me a final abode in your presence where all worldly darkness is replaced by an eternal and unending communion with you, O Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. May Allah illuminate your heart and mind with the light of this divine ilm. May He make your channel a beacon of guidance for all who seek spiritual clarity and truth. May your efforts be a source of immense reward, and may you be granted the highest stations of paradise. May the peace and blessings of Allah always be upon you and your loved ones. May He grant you unwavering steadfastness on the path of truth, and may your work be a testament to His magnificent names, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Ameen.